Hi, everyone. My name is Scott Lee, and I'm one of the founders of Revesco Properties Trust. This is our entire team in Denver, Colorado. Why Denver, you ask? Well, we're buying open air retail shopping centers in the United States, and we want to be seen as a local investor in that jurisdiction. We're not trying to be someone from Toronto trying to come in and buy something from a distant market. You have to be local in order to get the best deals. While RPT is a young fund, the team behind it is anything but young. Our core group has been acquiring, operating, and improving retail real estate for over 30 years. We've been through 9/11. We've sat across the table from lenders in 2008, and we've had to strongly remind our anchor tenants to pay their rent, even though we're in the middle of COVID. The reality is we've been through more market cycles than we care to count. And that experience is the difference between growing capital and explaining losses. So Chris and I have been in the retail shopping center world for over 30 years. And we've worked with or represented some of the biggest names in retail. As a result, we've established some fantastic relationships with most of the major retailers in North America. I'd like to share the example of the average person could call Home Depot, Costco, or Walmart in the United States every day for a month and never get a phone call back. While we at Revesco have those relationships, we can call them at any time we need to and have a long, in-depth conversation about what's happening in any particular marketplace. It's a huge advantage for Revesco as well as our investors. We formed Revesco in 2012, starting with LPGP deals on a one-off basis. And this track record that you see here really led to the formation of RPT. When COVID hit, our largest investors at that point in time asked us to form a private REIT, which would allow them to raise more equity more consistently. And after 4 or 5 years, we're now starting to get the attention of institutional investors, which will even help further accelerate RPT's growth plan. Every day we're focused on execution and discipline, and that's how we're going to grow, continue to grow this platform and our asset values. Execution and discipline also gave us something else: perspective. When you're looking at deals all across the US, flying back and forth between Vancouver and Denver as much as we do, you start to see the Canadian headlines in context. So let's talk about what the headlines are telling everyone here in Vancouver. If you only read the headlines, you'd think the real estate market is imploding. You've got condo projects in receivership. You've got some developers going under. And you've got some big name Canadian funds gaining redemptions. And suddenly, everything is getting painted with the same brush. But if you zoom in on what's really happening, it's much more specific. It's a few highly leveraged, overextended residential developers, primarily in dense urban areas like Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal, that are stuck with excess inventory they can't move. That's just one sector under pressure. It's not the entire asset class, and that's not the sandbox that we play in. We don't operate in the Canadian residential marketplace. We operate in US open air retail that's focused on daily needs like grocery and pharmacy. Most importantly, it's income producing day one. This is a great example of where RPT is heading in terms of asset size as well as quality. This shopping center is located in Plano, Texas, which is one of the strongest trade areas in the United States. What we really are excited about the center is the fact that its tenant lineup is very familiar to Revesco Properties, and we have a long, deep relationship with several of these tenants. So what does this mean for our investors? Well, this type of center and tenant lineup gets us one step closer to delivering our targeted annual returns of 12 to 15%. Because we have such a significant amount of our own equity in the fund, we are in complete alignment with our investors. And at the end of the day, while we are Canadian and conservative by nature, we're only going to use fixed rate debt. We use conservative leverage. We want a very diversified tenant base. And we've got an experienced independent advisory committee that's going to help us achieve those goals. When markets are calm, everyone looks smart. It's when things get uncomfortable that discipline, alignment, and accountability actually matter. And that's where trust is earned. Thanks very much.